Hey guys, welcome to Bastian time. So this is pretty exciting actually. Out of nowhere, seemingly, Nintendo of Taiwan announced, oh, by the way, there's a brand new Ocarina of Time manga. It's sort of like an abridged, much shorter manga, but it's completely brand new, and it looks pretty awesome. It's in full color. Definitely click on the link down below and you'll be able to download the full PDF file of it. Of course, since it's in Taiwanese, you probably won't be able to read it, but oh well. Another brand new official Zelda item is this 2013 calendar. It's already up for sale on Amazon. A lot of great art in there. Definitely go ahead and click on the link down below. You'll be able to visit Amazon's page for this, and if you like it, you can buy it. Our next story is in humorous video from Dorkly. You probably by this point are familiar with Dorkly. They do parody videos and parody comics of video game franchises, and Zelda is a common one for them. And what they do is they sort of take those pixelated animations from Link to the Past and such to use for how they create those animations. And so they've done the scene from A Link to the Past where Link comes across his dying uncle, and it goes completely differently than it does in the game. It's pretty vulgar, so you are forewarned, but if you're into that kind of humor, definitely go ahead and click on the link down below for that one. Next up is a story about two iOS games, and if you watched the Nintendo News episode last week where I talked about the two Mario ripoffs, this is kind of similar. It's two Zelda ripoffs, and one of them is basically just the iCloud jumper, bouncing from cloud to cloud upwards to reach a goal point, and it's Link. And they make no attempt to hide the fact that they've borrowed Link without Nintendo's permission. And the other one is a little more difficult to explain. It's called Xanda the Linked Swords, and of course Xanda is supposed to sound like Zelda, Link, It was never meant to be a game, actually. What this actually is just a template that a seller created and sells to people to sort of teach them how to do the very basic, bare minimum programming for an action-adventure iOS game. There's a program out there called GameSalad that supposedly lets you easily create iOS games that you can sell. And so this person creates templates for you to sort of see how to go about creating the basics of that style of iOS game. So what somebody did is they purchased that template, which is not a game. It's just go and talk to this townsperson, go talk to this townsperson, collect these kinds of things. There's a stationary enemy that you can attack if you want, and that's it. There's no goal. It's not a game. It's just a template meant to teach you how to do certain kinds of programming. And so anyways, this person purchased the template and then published it as an iOS game, has been raking in the dollars for doing absolutely nothing except having purchased something. So, yowzers. But a little side note is that I was actually going to purchase this. I was actually kind of serious at one point to trying my hand at creating an action-adventure iOS game that would not rip off Zelda, but would be brand new. But yeah, it's a little too complicated for me. Next up is an article over on Gen Game. Gen Game is a general gaming website that's in the same family as Zelda Dungeon and Darksiders Dungeon and Pokemon Dungeon. And this particular article is basically about it's sort of why Monolith Soft should create a Zelda game in the future. Even Zelda Wii U. Why they should be the ones to create that game. There are a lot of fans out there who feel like Nintendo really should hand Zelda over to a third party and supervise them, sure, but let them sort of build a Zelda game completely from scratch, from the ground up, and maybe that would give us a completely fresh take on the Zelda series. A lot of people point to Rare as being the people who should do it, but Miyamoto has been quoted a few months back saying he would consider letting Rare try their hand at a complete Zelda game, but they're busy with their super secret big project right now, so that's not possible. So this writer at Gen Game, Alex, says that he feels like Monolith Soft is another contender that could handle Zelda, and he points out various reasons why he feels that's the case. For instance, Monolith Soft has already been extremely involved in a Zelda title. You might have not known that, but Skyward Sword has Monolith's stamp all over it. They are involved in the field design, various types of programming, so why not just let them take the whole enchilada, basically, and see what a complete Zelda game from them would be like. For instance, if you're familiar with Xenoblade Chronicles, it's not super Zelda-like, but it is an action-adventure RPG sort of thing, and it's sort of renowned for its gigantic, lush landscapes, which is something that we have in Zelda, but never anything the size of the landscapes in Xenoblade Chronicles. Those are just humongous. So he points out several other key points of information, and if you want to go ahead and read that article, click on the link down below. A fan created a pretty interesting Zelda Medallion, and it's for sale over on Etsy. It's not really based on any in-game medallions. If you want to show your love for Zelda in this kind of way, you can go ahead and click on the link below and see how to get a hold of one of those. Next up is a beautiful piece of art. It's sort of based on official Zelda art, and this video is basically a time-lapse painting, and you get to watch the artist create the entire painting from the very beginning. It's really interesting. I mean, I couldn't paint to save my life, not like this. So it's awesome watching a painting progressively come into existence. So if you want to watch that, go ahead and click on the link. Our next story is about a Synth Pop album. If you're not familiar with Synth Pop, it's basically very poppy, synthesized instrument music. Oh, you could call it electronic, I guess. But it has a kind of retro feel to it. And so this artist created a tribute to various NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, games, and one of those is the main title theme from the original Legend of Zelda. A pretty awesome take on it, so if you're interested in that, there'll be a link down below for you to click on. Speaking of Zelda music, this fan, Riku, I think is how you say his name, is from Finland, and he arranged, produced, performed an entire Zelda piano concert. It's a little over a half hour. He created audio-visual presentation to go along with it. So as he's playing the piano of all of these multitudes of Zelda themes, you get to watch behind him video that corresponds with each of those, and it's arranged into several different movements. It's just fantastic. If you're a fan of piano music, you don't even really have to be a fan of just piano music. If you're obviously a fan of Zelda and its music, so I strongly urge you to watch this guy's video. It's just perfect. And he set up many cameras, so it's not just a boring, let's watch just one straight shot of a beautiful piano concert for 30 minutes. He cuts away to just the video that plays and various angles, so he just did a fantastic job all across the board with this. And our final story is about Old Man from the original Legend of Zelda who gets his own game. Not really. It's just a funny piece of fan art that they created. What if various video game sidekicks got their own games, and it's pretty amusing, the box art for it. Yeah. So that's it for this weekend's Zeltendo news. See ya! Bye!